I'ma act a fool. I'ma act a fool. Rolling 22.
Yo, Dina, you that?
Nigga might hop up in the pool. Nigga, what it do? Rolling 22. Big fat nigga might hop up in the pool. I'ma act a fool. Rolling 22. Big fat nigga might hop up in the pool. I'ma act a fool. Rolling 22. Big fat nigga might hop up in the pool.
Live, like everything is. So what should I say? Should I start from top? Or? Yeah. Welcome back, you guys. We at the San Pluto Show. We got some super dope guests today. We went back to our roots. We're gonna be playing a super dope game called Hot Takes. But before we get started, we're gonna do our commercials, right? So which means everybody stop what you're doing right now. Make sure to like and follow Vibe Pop Media and the San Pluto Show on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Please do that right now. That's where we're going to be posting a ton of our content. This show right here, the San Pluto Show, is exclusively streamed on Vibe Pod Media. I know everybody's been hitting me up like, when is the music coming back? When is the music coming back? I promise you it's coming back, but we want to do this cool shit first. So I will be reviewing everybody's music because that was actually really fun. I really enjoyed doing that because we would get music from Africa, the UK, the Samoan Islands, New Zealand, everywhere. So I really enjoyed that. But we just want to knock out the production. We want to get the production, everything crispy first. So enough of that. Hello everybody. How y'all doing today?
Wonderful.
Make some noise for yourself. Yeah. So let's start this way. Dino, introduce yourself. Let the people know what's going on today in Dino world. I just made that up right now.
You did. I like it though. I like it.
Go ahead.
So yep. Dino, 1.5 of San Pluto, that's my brother. Vibe Pod affiliate. And life is good. You know, blessed. It's another day. Tomorrow will be another one. Many more to come. But yeah, all is well. Just been working on doing the graphics thing a lot.
Yeah.
You know, about to tap in real heavy on the videography. So it's just been fun building, coming to the show often, meeting new people.
Yeah.
You know, vibing with different opinions. So it's been a blast, man, while we do our test runs, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're about to have a lot of fun today.
A lot of fun.
And thank you. We have Sacred Fantasy. Go ahead and introduce all the many things that you do. We want to hear it right now. All the many things that you do. Go ahead.
Okay, so I own a spa first. I never talk about my spa. It's called Divinity Massage, NOA to Spa. I'm a singer, songwriter, author of 2 books, working on my 3rd book. I'm also a book publisher. I'm a lover of life. I'm starting a clothing brand. I already had a crochet clothing brand. I didn't make this, but I can make things like this. So I'm going into like crocheting like dresses, 2-pieces, rompers, and things of that nature. I'm also curate events, and I just love what I do.
Did you recently curate an event?
Yes.
Okay. How was it turn out fire? How did it
Yes.
go? Okay.
So I've been doing a lot of sold out events. My clientele for my events have been phenomenal. It's always like a real chill vibe. A lot of poets. I've hosted a lot of different events like food. I like to bring the community together. So recently I've been doing like Poetry by the Pool, which is a great event, great turnout. Yes.
Weather's great for that right now.
Yes.
I mean, I'll kind of stay inside till it feels like this, really.
Yes.
So that's dope. Shouts out to her. Y'all hear what she said? Sold out events. Make sure y'all pay attention to the words. All right. Over here we have Nels. Please introduce everybody in the audience about yourself. Yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Nels.
Yes.
How y'all doing?
What
Hope
up?
y'all having a
Nels
good
in the
evening.
building.
Rapper,
Okay.
auto-tune singer. I like to say auto-tune singer.
Okay. Get the vocals crispy.
They get me right.
Crispy.
Songwriter, and that's really, that's about it, man. I really just try to keep a positive vibe wherever I go and uplift and encourage people. Joke around, you know, like to joke around. I like to drink, you know, I like to drink. And hey, if I'm not doing all that, I'm with my baby. So
shout out to Love, you heard?
Okay.
Shout out to Love, you heard?
Beautiful.
So you mentioned that you songwrite. You write any songs for anybody here locally? Nah, I'm bullshitting you.
I have, man.
If you don't want to,
Jared, if you watching this, man, if you don't record that song, dog.
okay.
Jared, my brother Jared at Stop Playing Studios, man. I wrote him a song, cause he can sing. So yeah, I did a reference track that sounded awful, but it'll sound good for him because he can sing. So
and one more question: where are you from originally?
I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Shout out to Detroit, man. One of my favorite artists from Detroit. I got a lot of favorite artists from Detroit, but one of my favorite artists is T Grizzly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you why. The man is probably top 5 song storytellers in the game.
Yeah.
His new album,
Going crazy. He went crazy on that, didn't
my man wrote a Trapped in the Closet
Trap version.
opera. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Just so definitely put some respect on all the rappers from Detroit name for sure. And then we also have, to your right, Jocelyn. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey everybody, I'm Isla Jocelyn is my handle. I'm Jocelyn for short. I pretty much I'm like a jack or Jane of all trades. So I love to help artists. Like I used to, keyword used to, like I used to, mess around with like GarageBand and make little beats and record and stuff like that. So like I love music. It's something that I've always loved, like growing up, just singing to Selena and whatnot. But like, I definitely like understand like the feeling of having a song and wanting it to be put out there, especially for like underground artists, like independent artists. Like sometimes you don't know people or who you get or where do you start. And so my goal, what I would hope to achieve as I keep learning, as I keep meeting people and keep learning different avenues, is to provide a platform for that, promote their music, connect people to other people, because I know a lot of people and that's the key thing, right? Knowing people who know people.
Yes.
And that's definitely like my goal. I want to help artists do that. I also help people with like venues and events and stuff like that. So
That's
yeah,
dope.
I love it.
One of the hardest things I ever did in my life was manage an artist.
Yeah.
Years ago, I managed an artist. He was locally. He was really dope artist. He was one of the most polarizing artists at the time. We did our MTV run, we did our South by Southwest run, and all that stuff like that. But it was like top 5 hardest things I've ever done in my life, and it wasn't like we wasn't making a ton of bread or nothing like that. So it was really groundwork, and it was like I kind of like made a pact to myself never to fucking manage artists ever again. Like no matter how talented a person, I'll get free advice. Fuck, like I'm never doing that shit again. But that's dope. All the that love of music and everything like that, because I'm really passionate, obviously, about music as well. So early off air, I said we're gonna go around and we're gonna talk about our quote of the day, and then we're gonna get into our segment called Bezosville, and we're playing hot takes today, guys. So, Sacred, what would be your quote of the day? You know what I'm saying?
It's from my book Blessings in Disguise.
Okay.
It says, "The most beautiful thing I've ever seen was the ugliness inside my own heart."
Dang. I gotta sit in that for a second, like, wow. And let that like kind of register. You feel me? One more time for the people.
The most beautiful thing I've ever seen was the ugliness inside of my own heart.
Wow. Look into thyself. All right, Dino, give me. I'm floating right now. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, very simple. Live by simple mantra.
Okay.
No matter what, bless up.
Bless up. Well, I mean, that's just
Bless up.
eternity. Bless up, man.
Yeah, always.
Can use that for anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody cuts you off. You know what? Bless up.
Bless
You know what
up.
I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Y'all.
Oh.
Y'all. Either way. Nels,
Go,
what
what
y'all
you
think? Quote of the day.
Quote of the day, just something that's been like on my mind a lot lately. It's in Spanish.
Okay.
I don't know how to like. give the gist of it, I
Que
guess.
si da, si da. You know what I'm saying?
It's something that I've always grown up hearing, like from like my mom and my family. It's Dios aprieta pero no ahoga. So it's basically saying like, you know, just keep going, like no matter how hard things get, like God won't let you just stay in that hard part. Like you will get through it, you will get past it. Just keep going through it.
Yep.
Get through it.
One step.
All right. Day by day, step by step. I know what song I'm talking about. Yeah,
Oh, for me, I didn't know until it dawned on me. It was something that I wrote. I just finished just writing a song earlier today.
perfect. It's in the song.
Yeah,
This is perfect.
and it says, life is only as gifted as you make it to be. Only obstacles you got is when you choose to stop moving your feet. When you choose to stop moving your feet.
Facts.
Yeah, so
Keep moving.
you got to.
Sometimes you gotta like, it's that realization piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a stump in the road, and you want people to like affirm, like, yo, I'm actually here, but you know, either give me time to get out of this, or like kind of help me, you know, give me some, you know, affirmation that like, yo, we gonna get through this. So keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep moving. All right, cool. That was the quotes of the day, but now let's get to the funness. Everybody has been given an opinion card. Again, guys, we're playing hot takes. The game is simple. The game is simple. Let me get main shot, Gylan. The game is simple. We gotta agree or disagree. Whoever throws, I'm gonna ask the question based on this huge deck of cards we have. If you throw up the disagree, then the disagrees are on one team. If you throw up an agree, the agrees are on a team. Now, of course, the whole group can agree or disagree on one subject, and we'll talk about that. But if you throw up an agree, you're on one team, the disagrees on one team, then you have to prove to the producer why your point is better.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, if I ask you, is a hot dog a sandwich, and you throw up agree, then you have to tell God, like, yo, this is why I feel like a hot dog is a sandwich versus not. So that's where we going. And does everybody understand the rules?
Yeah.
And if you're watching at home, of course, you can put your opinions in the comments. Please do. So I decided to moderate the conversation. I'm going to say my opinion, but the people, the teams are going to be the participants with the cards, all right? So it's kind of wild. It can get kind of wild in here because this game is called Hot Take. So y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, cool. I'm going to just pick from the middle deck. All right. I think, hold on. If we've done it before, I'm gonna ask y'all if y'all want to do it. We pass it, keep going. So we've done this card before, and it's called Agree or Disagree. Time is a construct. Y'all want to play or pass?
Pass.
You want to pass?
I'll play it.
Okay.
2-1. Play.
You gonna play it?
Tiebreaker?
Yeah, you got to use the tiebreaker.
Pressure, no pressure.
Play it.
All right, so cool. Do y'all agree? Yeah. So is time a construct? Meaning, like, is it something that's made up, like a society thing? Like we invented time, or you know? So what do y'all think? Is time a construct? And then all the agrees. Okay, you can throw up your sign right now. Throw up your 1, 2, 3.
I'm gonna
Agree. Okay. You said disagree earlier, right?
Yeah.
All right. So look, you solo, bro.
Since everybody agree.
Convince the producer why you disagree that time is a construct. It's about to get deep. Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think if we think about, we're thinking about time in a linear form, right? When we say time is a construct, we think about it linear as if like, oh, well, it says it's 12 here, right? 12 p.m. here, 5 p.m. here, 5 a.m., whatever the case is. Or it was, I don't know, 20 years ago, right? Whatever that time period is. But is it linear? Because it was quite a time away. It was according to the sun, the moon, whatever that time was, 12/5. If you grow in age, you do grow over time, as does your food, as does things that are tangible, your product, those things deteriorate. So that takes time. So I don't think it is false, right? I just think we think about it too linear, like it's only one way or it's not. But it's quite infinite, but it does happen.
Okay, so time is needed. Like when you think about when I guess when daylight savings and all that shit, like they did that because it was good for business, like right, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a business thing, a business model because they didn't want time to always be the same because like some places wouldn't be making money because people would be asleep, kind of, you know what I mean? Like
Sure,
everybody
sure.
would be asleep, you know what I'm saying?
Sure, but I mean, if when we look at history, also, you know, I think again the reason why we think in that terms is because we're associating time with certain things, like words like sleep. You know, in the past, there used to be intermittent sleeping, such as fasting. So people because they had to watch the kids, so you know, wake up at 3 o'clock, kids are good, you go back to sleep. But I think as we progress, we had to use something to qualify for something. In other words, we had to say, okay, it is in this time when the sun rises, we're going to do this, or we're not going to do this. But I think if we only think like that in a linear form, then we're missing the point that it is quite infinite time itself. You know what I'm saying? Because it just keeps going. We have no idea how far back.
All right.
But I think we had to utilize a time stamp, so to speak, right, to put things in perspective. So perhaps it was because we needed to, you know, make money, make it a business, but also, you know, some stuff without the invention of light could we have done during the night, during that time, so to speak.
What do the Greeks think? Is time a construct? And let me, if I want the definition of construct, it is. Hold on. The definition of construct.
Is it a different kind of construct? I don't know
Yeah,
about.
because that's what I'm saying.
Is it
You're explaining what I-
CONSTRUCT?
Yeah, no, it's CONSTRUCT.
CT.
Construct, not
Okay,
like.
yeah, construct. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, I know what it is. I thought that's why I was like, you gotta
Okay.
look up the definition.
So
might be
y'all
another one I don't know about. I don't know.
So y'all agree, the
Not
Greeks,
phrases.
why do y'all agree that time is a construct?
I think it is because, for the same reason Dino think it isn't.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah, that's
and like
what I'm saying.
what he was saying is the reason why I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, for example, imagine, and I don't know if I was the only one to experience this, but I remember when I was a kid, I had to be about maybe 6 or 7 years old. And it came to the point where I felt like I woke up for the first time. Like it dawned on me that I was a 6 or 7 year old kid. It dawned on me that I could walk, talk, sleep, eat, all of the things that humans do. For a very long time, I felt that, well, maybe I'm tripping. Scrolling down TikTok. And it's this guy, and he's talking about how when humans first realized they experienced their first moment of consciousness. And that's when it hit me. I'm like, okay, I'm not tripping. Back to, you know, we go back to the ancient Mayans and their calendar about how they went about everything, right? Like, how do we even know this is really 2022?
I like that thought process.
point we start
Because factually we don't.
Yeah.
Factually we
That's
don't.
why
You
it's
know
like
what I'm saying?
And that's why I believe that it's a construct.
Okay.
And I agree with it. You know what I'm saying? There has to be set time stamps
Right.
to make things make sense. Right?
Yeah.
There was benefits. Okay, the producer's in the building. What's up, guys?
So
Okay, so Dino was saying, you're saying that
That there's benefits
I'm like,
to the
literally in the
timestamp.
camera. I turn around.
So I think Dino was saying that there's benefits. He disagrees because, correct me if I'm wrong. There's benefits to the creation of like time stamps and
linear time
yeah,
frame.
is that correct?
but time isn't linear.
Because I thought you were saying
It's not linear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not linear. But I think the reason why I disagree, I understand that the construct we made this thing
Right.
to recognize something, which in sense could define why it is a construct, right? But if we don't know, if we're sitting here and say like, okay, we had a consciousness at 7 or whatever age, we don't know what time it is now. We don't know what time it is then. All right, they made it up. It's a construct. But
are you in agree?
No. I think. No. I think.
Talk to me.
You are correct. I'm making the agreements for the benefits of why it is, opposed to why I disagree.
Yeah.
Right.
Because as I hear you and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, yes, I agree. It is nonlinear. It is infinite.
Yeah.
But all my reasons for why I agreed was just simply based off
The benefits of
benefits
it
of it.
itself.
So.
But then what I'm hearing him saying is that it's not a construct.
Right, because
Well,
he,
yeah,
he's,
that's-
he, oh,
We agree.
No, but no, I'm saying.
No. They agree that it is.
I see, Guyland. I think y'all was supposed to be. Wait, so the way, okay, it says agree or disagree. Time is a construct.
Yes, I believe that it is a
is a
construct.
Yeah, they agree.
But
They agree.
Yeah, he's right.
but-
Because a
correct.
construct, like a social construct, like a construct, like
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that.
It's made. It's created.
Yeah, I don't. Okay, so I see where you're confused now. I see where you're
Yeah.
confused. I believe that it is a construct. It was created for what it is, but I don't believe
right.
in it. You see what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
So you disagree that it's a construct?
No. I agree
we
that it's
agree
been
it is.
constructed. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
No, he's right. He's right.
Yeah, I agree that
they're
it's been constructed.
We agree.
Guyland's
that,
slowing up the show, y'all. Damn, you talking about me slowing up the.
No, because I think where the confusion lies is my argument.
Yeah.
My bad on the mic. My
Yeah, because
argument.
as you were saying it, I was like, that's all. The
Yeah,
reason
because
why
I'm
it is a
I'm
construct.
thinking of the things like and that was my misunderstanding. My argument was utilizing the benefits.
Let's get sacred in here.
of
Hold
the-
on. Let's get sacred,
I'm
and
sorry.
then we're gonna get Guyland to tell us what he's confused. So it might be a tie, but but go ahead, please. Your perspective on time.
So everything exists all at once, like the past, present, the future. We can't. I mean, there's like a particle accelerator that has gone back into the past, so be it. In order to go back into time, it already has to exist. I feel like time is a time stamp created so we can say this happened here or it happened there. But I feel like it's all just like interdimensional travel. Everything just exists. The sun and the moon, like people like they rise and they fall. No, they don't. The earth is just, whether you believe in flat earth or whatever, it's just rotation. Nothing's rising or falling, whatever. I just feel like it was created like 12 p.m., 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, like it's first started with whatever the creation was, with like the rock. You know, as the sun was moving to show like where the shadow would
The sundial.
project it. Sundial, yes. But at the end of the day, I just feel like time was created by man. Okay, now we're aging. I feel like we age because we say we age. Like one day you may feel like it went by in the snap of a finger, and another day you may feel like it's, you know, a prolonged process. You may feel like you've been woke for 12 hours, but you've only been up for 8. Another day you may feel like you've been up for 4 hours, you've been up for a complete 8. I feel like it's just an illusion that we believe in.
That's the crazy thing about time is like we all have had that feeling, right? Where you're like, God damn, man, this day went by like in 3 hours. Like we're like, damn, today's taking forever. Like what's going on? Like, you know, I mean, obviously it's based on what you're doing, but on normal days, you're like, damn, it's kind of weird today. Time is kind of, you know what I'm saying? It is a weird vibe. So.
There's times where like it's late and you're just like, if you tell yourself, man, I gotta wake up in 5 hours, this and this, like you're gonna wake up tired. But if you don't think about it, you just go to sleep. You wake up, and sometimes you probably might wake up before your alarm goes because you have an internal clock. You don't need the alarm to tell you gotta wake up at 5 or you gotta wake up at 6. Like that whole.
I think that
time.
eternal clock is like something ancient that.
Yeah, because think about it,
it's
like
something
we
ancient in
have
us,
the
for sure.
benefit of having the sun and the sun come up, rise, and fall. But there's places where they see nothing but sunlight for 12 hours.
Yes.
So like how does that work for them?
Exactly.
Right?
No, that's
So
that's
it
fire.
is an internal clock. Like it is something like, you know, you're awake until your body feels like it needs to rest, and then, but we try to put it down to a clock because now it goes into social constructs. Like now it goes into I got to be at work at 8 because I got to do this and I got to do that, and baby got to be at school at blah blah blah.
Right.
And so.
Guyland.
I personally think everybody said the same thing.
We all agree.
Like, fuck Tom,
It's-
goddammit.
He's right. He's right.
Yeah.
I just, I started with fuck it. I was really trying to make a case.
And I would disagree that time is a constant,
Yeah. Yes.
right? But you all, they're
No, it is a
agreeing
construct.
that time is a construct.
Yes.
Because they're saying that it is constructed. I'm saying, no, it's not constructed, it's limitless. So everybody wins.
Everybody.
Cool.
All right, so
Girl, has that ever happened on this show before?
no,
You guys,
no,
That-
no.
This first time we've been confused.
So we stumped the judge, we stumped the producer. So look, here's an interesting one, y'all. This I want to see what everybody's perspective on this.
Good take though. Good take.
Yeah, good takes.
for sure,
Again,
for
this
sure.
game is called Hot Takes, right? So agree or disagree. You should become friends with your ex. That's what the question says. Agree or disagree.
Yeah, my ex is on Facebook, man.
You should. Is that what it said?
Should
You
is a
you
powerful
should
word.
become friends with your ex.
Yeah,
I
because
mean,
when you say should, it's not really suggestive. It's more
It's
so
like you
like,
have
You're
to.
insinuating.
like yeah, like you
No.
got to like.
I think everybody's gonna disagree. Where we at, Dino?
I
You sorry, bro.
Yeah, Dino,
disagree.
go
No,
first.
no, I don't think there's a should. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I disagree with that.
Okay,
It's
cool.
definitely
That
a
was
choice. Yeah.
I don't have to
But then
be
again,
friends.
no, I'm playing.
All right. Let's move. Let's go to the future, right? So,
Okay.
paper, newspapers, and magazines will be obsolete within the next 50 years. So, it's technology moving to a pace where print forms of material, reading material, is going to be obsolete 50 years from now.
Obsolete, as if like
Like-
there would be no existence of it.
As far as paper, newspapers, and magazines.
Okay. So not specific.
I mean, we'd be saving
Not
trees.
books. So not books. It's just saying paper, newspapers. Because, a lot of these, what do y'all think?
Things are
Agree or
already
disagree?
shutting down. Things are
Yeah,
already getting
so
shut
I'm
down.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, I'll agree with
It's
that.
unfortunate, but I agree.
Yeah, it's a.
The
Damn
amount
it.
of money
I want to
they
split the
save
room
them,
here.
just
Hold on.
digital, like,
He said he want to split the room.
Yeah.
Lately, we all on the same page.
Oh, here we go. Agree or disagree, y'all. Pretty privilege is real.
Oh, definitely agree.
Agree.
I definitely agree.
come on, boy.
So
Hey, shout out to my modern woman. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta.
Big
I'm gonna
facts.
just say I got a whole pizza.
I think I'm gonna just play
Basically,
play
for the
play
Friskies.
devil's advocate on the next one.
No,
Just to make it interesting.
we don't have to. I want the real. I want the real because here we go. Agree or disagree, y'all. The moon landing
Try
was
that, boy.
fake.
Hey.
agree.
The what?
The moon landing was fake.
Agreed.
Fuck.
Easy.
We just
Hey,
wanted
I say
to
which
beat
one. You
the
know,
Russians.
See, look, he like,
Damn it, man.
yeah, that is specified.
So what? I mean, for real though, what you think?
For
Though?
all mankind.
For all mankind, there it is.
Do I think it was fake, bro? I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't believe. You know what I'm saying?
And they didn't tell us anything.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
I'm about to.
We all vibrating on the same wavelength.
You want to pick this one right here?
Yeah, that's
Hey, hive mind.
That's the one.
Yeah.
High of mine.
You sure?
Yeah.
Agree or disagree? Baths or gross?
Bath,
Baths are
Are
gross.
gross.
Okay,
Like-
baths or gross?
like taking a bath.
Taking a bath. Because you could take a shower. I think that's what they try to say.
Oh,
Or you could take a bath in a lake. You know.
Ew, relaxing.
I disagree with that.
Okay, baths are gross. God, man,
Yeah, I don't
I
think
gotta
it's
split the
gross.
room,
Yeah.
dude. Dina, where you at?
no, it's not gross. It's not gross.
Okay, goddamn it. Which one? I knew I haven't picked this one right here. Hold on.
Try that one.
My bad. I ain't even using mine. You know what I'm saying? Everybody,
It's okay.
We've had that one. We've had that conversation before. Sorry.
where we at?
Well, the time one was something that y'all had before, and we had a
Oh.
conversation about it.
Yeah, because, yeah.
Okay.
Come on, stupid ass.
So we've had this one before. So celebrities should be transparent about any plastic surgeries they've had. That's the one you probably saw on Instagram. Agree or disagree?
They should be. They should be transparent.
What's the
They
question
need
again?
to be transparent.
Celebrities should be transparent about any plastic surgeries that they've had. And we had a long conversation on this last time.
I agree with that.
Okay, so they should tell
I
people.
think they should.
Dino, always the last one. What's up, Dino?
Bro, don't care about football.
Am I the only one that agrees with that?
Okay, fuck it. We about to have this conversation. All right, go ahead. So the disagrees. Why do y'all feel like that celebrities should I guess not
Should be
t-
transparent
Yeah. Why
about
do y'all
what-
feel like?
It's not
That they
why
should-
they should. and I disagree with that.
Yeah.
Because it's none of our business.
Okay. Fair. I
If
mean,
they,
it's
if
fair.
they want to get their ass done, they get their ass done.
Drop that BBL
And then,
money.
and then there's gonna be the people saying like, okay, but then you got to think about the kids and how they're gonna want like. And I get that. I have a daughter at home. I understand that. I am a woman. I grew up looking at celebrities and being like, I wish I could be like them and this and that. But it's like I feel like that's always gonna be a battle that people are gonna go through, men and women. And it's just something that you need to go through and find self-love within yourself. And with your children, I feel like you need to teach them, like, you know what, you are beautiful, you are handsome, you know, this and that. It doesn't matter what Chris Brown is doing or what he got his teeth done or whatever. Like, it doesn't matter that Cardi has a big old ass. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, when growing up, I got made fun of because I had an ass. And at that point, it was all, like, Aaliyah's type of body, you know. Rest in peace to Aaliyah, and like skinny,
Which is wild,
you
right?
You know,
Yo.
shape, but like
I'm sorry.
flat chested, that was the trend back then, and it's always changing.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's like beauty is beauty no matter what. It doesn't matter if they
Okay.
got their shit done.
So that's did she make a good point for all the disagrees? Was that a valid? Is that how the same vibe as the
That cuss a
disagrees?
lot.
I
I'm
just want to add
sorry.
a teeny bit more.
Okay.
I just feel like they don't have to tell the broadcast what they got done, but it's like don't lie about it either. Like don't be like, oh, I went to the gym and worked out. Just if you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. But I feel like they shouldn't lie about it either. You know.
Wait,
Looking
I'm
back,
sorry. Who
those
was
are
the
really
agree? Who? Wait.
That was me.
It was him.
Okay.
I think they should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Solely off, me
We're not looking at them as.
and babe, I agree with you. Like, it's your body, do what you want, but fuck all of that. Like, I want my woman to be natural. Like, I want my woman to be natural.
Oh, well, but that.
You know what I'm saying? I prefer
You gotta tell you.
a natural woman. And I feel like if and I've ran across a few women before I met the love of my life.
I like the preface.
Yeah. But I've run across women who weren't honest about it. You know what I mean? And, one thing led to another. And I'm like, hey, this is not,
It don't feel right.
what is this?
But wait. But wait a
But-
minute.
But we're talking about celebrities, babe.
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm saying,
Oh,
it's different.
shit.
Like,
my bad.
if
My bad.
I'm your
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
woman,
I'm sorry.
Like, I know we celebrities, but like,
See, man, my music be making me feel like I'm a celebrity already.
We are celebrities.
Yeah, babe,
but
hold
I'm
on,
saying,
hold
like,
on,
in
hold
the
on.
media.
But back to the question. I think women should be honest about it because you have the youth who grow up and they see that who don't have parents in the house, who don't have people
Okay, we
to,
expanding the conversation right now.
to love on them and be like, hey, you're beautiful inside and out. So you have young girls who grow up without that. And then they look up to these celebrities who are their role models, unfortunately, due to the fact they don't have that at home. And they grow up and like, okay, well, a man is only gonna love me if I got a BBL. A man is only gonna love me if I got my breasts done. A man is only gonna love me if my lips look like Kylie Jenner or whatever Kardashian, whatever. It's that demographic that a lot of times that's looked over. Because like I was fortunate to have my father in the house. So he told me like, yo, them cars ain't theirs. That's prop money, this, that, and third. But what if I didn't have enough? I probably would have been doing all type of mischief and all of these things, thinking that that's what defined me as a man. If I didn't have those things and I saw that the rappers had, I'd probably be dead or in jail right now.
Is it Cardi B's job to be making posts every 30 minutes of the day saying, hey, don't do this, don't do that. Hey, I got my shit done, don't do that.
That's my point.
No.
Like,
It's
that's why I
difficult.
disagree.
No, and as a
if she came out if she came out at the beginning of her career like a let's say like I was at a Selena Gomez show working one time, and she was like, she told all the moms in the audience like, yo, you can believe in me that I'll be a good role model for your daughters. That's her, Selena Gomez, but Cardi never came out and did no shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's
So,
what I'm
you
saying.
know what I'm saying? Like, so
It's
I
not
don't know
their
what
job,
the...
like-
No, I get that. I don't respect that.
Okay, so
I just think it's just more so like there are certain celebrities who have a platform who don't give a fuck. And that's fine. You don't because you're not entitled to do so. But when you're that big, you're a role model whether you like it or not. Now, I'm not saying you have to take on that responsibility, but what I am saying is that it would make sense to have some type of conscience, towards those who don't have role models that they can call up, role models that they can just pick them up from school, or they go over their house on the weekend or whatever like that. You should have some type of conscience, especially if you come from the hood, especially if you come from the trenches, because you first and foremost
tough.
know that
You've been
firsthand.
through it, yeah.
Now, I'm not saying you have to be Superman. That's not what I'm saying. Just be conscious about it. That's just my take.
It's rough. And you want anything before we go to Dino?
I don't care.
It's so difficult. I hear what you're saying, and I wish that was the reality we lived in. But like when you think of when you factor in like capitalism and people trying to do for self as much as they can to make they money, like it's tough. It's tough.
It get ugly.
Dino. So you were the wait. You were wait.
Agree.
No, I disagree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much on the same boat. I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I hear you as well, but just off the body manipulation for a bit, I think it's.
My man said body manipulation. Yo.
I think that's kind of what like where our culture of people is missing. Every other culture, they expect people in the role of let's just say celebrity power to yield a responsibility of that figure, right? That person you could look up to. When you think of people like I'm just starting a random name. Idolize like a Tom Cruise or Selena Gomez. Those people feel like to keep their position, they must play that figure of responsibility, someone the kids could look up to. But in our culture, we don't expect that from the people that, I don't want to say we idolize the most, but has the most power in our culture. We have a bunch of Tom Cruises and Brad Pitts. We only have maybe one or two LeBron James. We have a couple people that want to be a Cardi B, but we don't have enough people that are kind of speaking towards how to be better women. With Cardi B power, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's see.
you see what I'm saying? Like everyone else put that pressure. We should put that pressure on those people as well, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to oblige.
Yeah.
They
They don't. That's
But
for sure.
we look at the other culture, they do it. We should hold them to that standard as well, since we are the one that's kind of supporting their celebrity lifestyle. You know what I mean? So
No, definitely good. And I agree with what she
perfect world
said
though,
too.
but here we are.
Like I agree with what she had said too about it's not our business, but at the same time like also like don't lie. So I guess it's like both, but it's like don't lie about
Subjective.
it.
Yeah.
Because you can tell, and in our society, like you can tell, like when
Yeah.
it is or not. And I think like it's just as parents, it's like our job to make sure like our children are, loved, and they know what self-love is, and they know that they're loved for who they are, and that's the important thing. But it is true also, like those little ones who don't have parents, who don't have somebody that's at home telling them, hey, you're enough. Like, so they do look up to like the celebrities. They do look up to like all of that, to those people in power. But I think it's just tough. Like, cause it's none of our business, but at the same time, it's like you're in that position of power to, you have a voice.
Facts.
You can influence a lot of people.
Quick remark,
Millions.
devil's advocate. I feel like if celebrities were transparent, more of their followers would get plastic surgery because they said they got it done.
Caveat, Kylan. Agree or disagree? Should celebrities be transparent about the plastic surgeries they've gotten? So did the disagrees win, or did the?
I'm just gonna be honest. Hell yeah, I want to.
Disagree had better arguments for it, but I kind of heard the disagrees coming closer to the agrees at some point. Like, I think there was a meeting of the minds. I personally think it's a bold-faced lie. I think we're teaching. It's like, well, you're also talking to somebody that's like, tell people Santa Claus is not real. You know what I'm saying? Like, we literally start lying to kids the minute they leave the group. Like, oh, Santa Claus, no, Easter Bunny, no. Like, and then we lie to the mamas. Like, no, your baby ugly. Like, somebody got to tell.
I just had the conversation at
God
work.
damn,
She
yo,
was like, "Somebody please tell me if my baby's ugly."
yo. So the disagrees made the better argument. All right, disagrees won on that one. All right, shouts out to the disagrees. So let's get to some real stuff right here. So agree or disagree? Apologizing is weak. Agree or disagree?
I disagree.
Say what you feel. Say what you feel, Sacred. Say what you feel.
I think that has to.
Wait. Hold on. Let's get the answer in first. Apologizing is weak. We all disagree?
We all disagree.
Okay, say what you about to say.
I just feel like that is also subjective. Like if you apologize for something you believe in, like that's weak. But if you apologize for something that you're in the wrong,
Yeah.
that's strength.
I like that. We projecting strength today. Okay, yoga pants should only be used for yoga.
Disagree.
Hey.
Easy.
Hey.
He said washing the dishes, going to the stove, cooking food.
The whole kit and caboodle. Every day.
Everything.
All right, so man, I gotta find something to split the room. God darn it. Superstitions or real? Agree or disagree? Superstitions or real?
Are real?
Are real?
Real?
It says superstitions are real. Agree
I
or
agree.
disagree?
Hell yeah.
Did I flip it? Yes.
Okay.
And the reason,
No. Yeah, we can talk about it.
okay.
Definitely talk about it.
The reason why I agree is because that us as human beings, whatever we believe, it manifests.
We manifest it.
That's the and it's I don't care who or what you believe in is true. It's true. It's true. If you meditate on something long enough, it will happen. It's going to happen. That's the power of our minds. We actually only use what? What's it?
10%.
10% of our minds, right?
10%.
Oh,
We use a
Well, we
little
at
bit
15
more, but
maybe?
we don't
Yeah.
use the full 100%.
has
Not at
anybody
one time.
seen Limitless with Bradley Cooper?
Yeah.
Of course.
Prime example. Prime example, right?
Ooh, I gotta go.
If we could access the full capacity of our minds
At one time.
at one time,
Everybody
what
Things we could do.
what would
Go into a vegetative state, maybe either.
Everybody there, yeah. The Matrix.
Superstitions are real. Wait, was that?
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was it.
superstitions are real.
And I
And
agree
we
with
all agree.
Step on the crack.
All
so
of
you
us
break your
agree.
mama's
Gotta have
back.
like he in the
But if
damn
you
show.
step on a crack, you're gonna break your mama's back.
Nah.
But if you manifest it enough, look, because my baby just
Facts.
started learning that shit, and she over here be like, I stepped on a crack. Why my back hurting?
I'm like massage therapy.
Listen, the reason why I think
She's like, "Daddy, I stepped on a
superstitions
crack."
is one of those things entrenched in in us because it dates back to a very ancient time of survival and all kind of things. You know what I'm saying? So some of these superstitions have kept a lot of groups alive for a very long time.
Don't go on the left side of the pole. You know what I'm saying?
That crossing of pole was huge for me
With that one.
because it never was it never
Don't walk on
created
the vent.
it created something in my mind that it made me conceptualize death differently. Me personally, you know what I'm saying? Because me and my mother never crossed that plane. We never broke that connection whatsoever. Because she would make me come back around the pole. So the way I feel about her now is she's her power is omnipotent. Like meaning she's everywhere. You know what I mean? Like the essence of her. So because we never broke that plane, so it made me conceptualize death in a different way. So that's
That's a superstition. It's not and I wouldn't even look at that as like step on your back.
Yeah, that was like a joke, but like no, but something similar, like say a black cat or something, like right. I feel like what it is like because we're powerful beings, we're spiritual beings.
how about sage in a
And
place?
whatever-
They just sage. I mean, she just burned the what you call it. That could be a superstition, like
Yeah.
you know,
And the whole
saging.
thing with the windows open and stuff, like I can go and like debate that, play devil's advocate on that. It's like I feel like it's all on your mind. Because what if you do not like? There's no what windows are we gonna open here? There aren't any, right? But if you
The door.
put it in your mindset that well, yeah, that's the door, but then there's another door, and then there's another door. So like if you really think like, oh my God, there's like negative energy in here. We don't have windows. As much as I say, just not going to go anywhere. You're thinking that in your mind, you're going to create that negative energy. If you wake up and you're late for work or something, you're like, oh my God, I'm running late. You see a black cat. Oh my goodness, now I see a black cat. Like, oh my God, I'm going to be even more late. That's bad luck. You spill salt on something, like, oh my goodness, that's more bad luck. You're just going to keep hitting red light after red light. Some type thing coming across your path that's going to make you even more late.
No, I agree. I mean, there's certain things I just don't mess with, right? There's certain things I do. I'm very spiritual from the standpoint of positive thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And that essentially that's what we're saying.
But at the same time, though, I'm wondering, like, so a black cat walks in front of me 10 times.
If you keep thinking negatively, because the black cat is associated with a black cat's gonna come past, something bad's gonna happen.
How about black magics, or things that we're not familiar with as far as Haitian practices or
Vodou, yeah.
Vodou. I'm not playing with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respect it so much. So I don't know if it's a superstition, but I know not to play with that. You feel me?
And that's also
I'm serious.
Devil's advocate as well. It's like people who practice Vodou.
Or Santeria, it could be any.
What we consider would be like good Vodou, spiritual cleansing Vodou. They only have positive intentions when they do it. But then you have black magic Vodou when they only speak negative intentions when they do it. So it's like,
yeah, I mean, I would say, like, if it came boiled down to it, I would agree. Because again, I know some of these things, like when it comes to certain practices, again, has been a survival mechanism for people across time in multiple geographic locations. I mean, I know we're talking about some of the surface ones right now, like stepping on the crack, black cat, ladder, going on a ladder, breaking the mirror, all that stuff. But there's probably some other ones that are deeply intrinsic to humans. So, thoughts. So I'm sorry. Did everybody?
Everybody
Okay.
agreed. Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. Like what you think manifests. Like everybody's world is made up of their own delusions.
Yeah.
You believe something. We all believe something different, but that it creates our entire world. Like when a cat crosses my path, I was just told cats are bad luck. But pharaohs, Egyptian goddess and goddesses, goddesses, they worship cats because cats, are powerful. Cats are very spiritual beings. The cat crosses your path. What it does is it protects you from whatever's on the other side of the path. I don't see black cats as bad luck.
Yeah.
But with the sage thing, like you said, opening the door, I will open all doors because when I cleanse outward. But like you said, it could be a projection of my own mind, me projecting that energy into the room or me feeling it. Me thinking it needs to go, like and me just holding it in my mind, it can manifest it in the room. So, I'm always like, I think of everything why.
It's a scale.
Exactly.
So check this out. So 2 weeks ago on another podcast we were producing, they were talking about the actual sage that we burn, right? Is it grown the right way? Is it grown to, So then our superstitions, like even doing anything for us, and now you got people that's like, canceling sage. Is it the red sage? Is it the white sage?
Yeah. And only white sage should be used for only certain communities because it's gonna. Definitely. Like I get all of that. Like, it's just all. I think ultimately it's just like you were saying. Like, it's just, when you sage your room, have all the doors open. Yeah, but keep it in your mindset. Like, even though if you want to go into everything, you might get trapped over here in this corner. Don't think that way. Like. Have that intention in your heart and your mind that it's all gone. Everything, even from your own mind and your own heart.
But before we go to the judge, Dino?
I agree with everybody.
Oh, yeah, everybody agrees. All right, so look, another one real quick. Abolishing the police would work. I want to see what everybody thoughts about this one. Abolishing the police as the current structure of policing in America, getting rid of that structure, I'm adding shit now, would work. Nah, cause keep sheriffs.
Abolishing all police.
Abolishing police. I wish they would have added. I added more shit because I don't think they're just saying like, "Hey, turn it into the Wild Wild West." I'm just saying. I think the current state of policing. I'm sorry. You're right, Colin. What do y'all think? I'm gonna just don't screw everything I just said. Abolishing the police will work. Agree or disagree? It's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, I split the room here. Let's go. Okay, disagree. We got one disagree. So Dino is disagreed that abolishing the police will work.
I'm gonna go this way because
Okay, we got 50-50.
50-50.
That's how I feel too. Like I don't
50-50.
know.
For the sake of the
I'm gonna
conversation.
go with disagree.
Okay.
I can't decide.
Wait.
Agree or disagree. I can't.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. The reason why y'all can't. So our secret.
Because you need some type of like structure. I believe in like the first yin and yang, and there's good and there's evil.
Exactly.
Now I feel like you can keep the police, but they need better training. They need you're not going to go through a few months of like police academy and just go put on the force. You need specific training. I feel like police do not necessarily need to be abolished. A lot of them probably need to be fired because they've done a lot of hate crimes or use their power against people, and that should be reprimanded. So
For sure.
that's why it's like 50-50 because I feel like there could be another point of power, like checks and balances or whatever, that could be put into place to, if they were abolished, to keep people. And
But that's what the police was put there for.
Exactly. So it's like
So do you agree with it? So basically, that's kind of what your thought process is on it all.
Because it's like, well, I guess I lean towards more disagree. Like I guess because it's just like I agree that like the people, like you said, like who have been abusing their power, definitely need to go. First, there has to be a better way to employ police officers because right now it's just they go through a certain amount of training and that's it. But what about the emotional training, the mental training, the capacity to be able to be in high press situations? Because it isn't just about assessing the situation, even though it's very quick. Like I get that you're under a lot of pressure and you don't know, sometimes it might just be life and death, but you need to assess everything. What is this person doing? What are my surroundings? Context clues. A lot of people who are police just go into the police force sometimes just straight out of fucking high school. They're not like mentally able to be there. Some people who are police officers are those who possibly didn't pass a certain test to be able to be in other places of, like they're not mentally there.
So
They're
I think
not emotionally
what y'all just
capable.
explained is why I think there is a movement to abolish the police. So it's just abolishing the current state that it's in, not eradicating this system of, these protectors of the community. That's what they
The
should
current
be.
state that it's in, abolishing that current state, then yes, agree.
Right, because
But abolishing
I'm
all
at
the
I'm,
police, then no.
that wasn't the question, but I'm in reality, that's why there is this wave to do that because of everything you just said. Because there isn't no directory of cops that are like just terrorizing the fucking community, like you know what I'm saying, just straight up stealing shit, pirating shit. There's no. He could get fired or he or she can get fired and get hired in another. It's almost like, excuse me, but like the Catholic Church, something happens, they just send them to somewhere else. They do something to here, they send them over there. Like that's what happens. So I think that's what people are saying, abolishing that. Now I didn't say that. The question was just that simple, but I think that's what that's the plan. So, and then of course y'all, Dino, and then
So I think it won't work today
it's over with.
in this time. I think when we think about abolishing the police or the conversations we have around that topic is we forget about the police culture, one we are not quite familiarized with. We don't know how much empathy these people have towards the people they're supposed to serve and protect. We don't know how much they think they can get away with these things once they get into the force, once knowledge has been trickled down. We don't quite understand the culture other than what we see that they can get away with. That's the police force. The reason why I say it won't work because I feel like the conversation around that, we're stuck behind an idea that we should police our community. But in a sense, the word police to me and policing the community is power. Do we really think in today's age with so many tangible items, so many places and things that are accessible, perhaps maybe in a time where there wasn't so much things to consume, maybe it'll be easier to police a community and police a gathering. But in today with such things, I don't think that's possible, even if we were to go a route of policing the community, because someone's gonna want or feel like they know more and they should dictate what should or what shouldn't, opposed to allowing everyone to look out for themselves, right? And I don't think that's a bad idea, but society has grown us to think that we need this. And because of that, if we abolish some type of law, right, there's just gonna be outlaw within the community. So in today's age, I don't think it will work. In the past, perhaps it can continue to, but because we consume so much and we feel so much entitlement, if we just, I don't know, deconstruct all type of law, which is policing, that's outlaw, basically.
You think it's just gonna be crazy? I mean,
Well, think about it.
you think it's gonna be GTA on the streets?
It's crazy right now with law.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so it's on site. It's that's basically what it is. And what's gonna be worse is people, and the main thing is entitlement. The main thing, people are entitled. The thing about when people with entitlement, and those conversations is they tend to use the word rights. I have a right to, you know, and to insinuate such is to saying that whatever my opinion right is, whatever you think yours is, it doesn't matter because my opinion
Supersedes.
Exactly. So is it a right? Right? Because a right is to be governed by law, essentially. Right? You have the right to remain silent. Right? You know what I'm saying? People say you have the right to your opinion. It is your opinion. You know what I'm saying? But when you start to go into when you start to break down other, how can I say, peel the onion back for using the words rights itself, then everyone start to use your opinion as power, aka right. And then we start. I definitely think it's gonna be outlaw. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no.
I'm getting a little passionate because like
No,
we have conversations, man. We have conversations like this all the time. And I think I'm passionate about stuff like this is because it's annoying. I can't see like how we can fix it.
I
You know
know.
what I'm saying?
It's so
And-
fucked up. Like
It's
really.
crazy. Have you heard about those communities that are being built and they're trying that, like, you know, having like communities where there is no like law, there's just basically just abiding by like, you know, your morals as just people.
The
but
bylaws
they
of the community.
But the amount of testing that goes through for people to be accepted into these communities, these utopian communities. They're there. There's very few of them, but they exist.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that amount of testing that people go through to be in those communities should be put into our people of power, our politicians, our police department, all of that. Like they should have those testings because like how can you say this is right or I'm gonna make this law and we're gonna get together as senators, as representatives, like, you know, all that and make this law and make this be something and then as president I'm gonna sign this like without having that test.
I haven't heard of one,
What's your
but
thoughts on
I
it?
see how that could work. Absolutely.
Oh no, I agree with Dino. He basically, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a tough one because it's because we all would agree that things have to change. You know what I'm saying within these departments or some type of protection for folks because. I mean, you see crazy. I mean, I be wild shit. I'm like, God damn, he gonna get away with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, so anyway, that's a deep conversation. But go ahead, Garland. What you got?
Fuck the police.
Okay. That's Garland.
I mean, you gotta start somewhere.
Coming straight from the underground.
If we keep on in the system where we are, what are we gonna do? I mean, I hear what everybody's saying. It makes sense, but incremental change is not gonna help. I mean, they need social training. They need racial bias training. They need anger training. We're pulling in people that are killing, wanting to kill somebody in the military, not getting the opportunity to kill somebody in the military.
And those are
Coming
the
into
ones.
the police.
They think it's Call of Duty.
They're able to
Like,
beat
fuck.
They're able to beat somebody's ass and then shoot somebody and get away with it.
Facts.
police
Those are
union
the
needs
ones
to
who
be
don't pass that
destroyed.
test.
Like, how are we
To do
gonna,
something in the
I get
military.
we need law
That's what they
and order.
use
We need
Don't
order
pass that bad test.
because, as Martin Luther King says, every law is not a just law.
Facts.
So we continue passing laws. We're not passing laws. And then the police are enforcing these laws. Who's going to take the guns? Oh, somebody's going to. It's going to be the police taking your guns. Why do we want the police? Why do we, especially as black and brown people, still feel the need that we need the police?
I feel like this conversation will take a lot of time.
I need a microphone for this
Nah, but that's the kind of lane I'm on right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't say defund the police. I say reallocate funds for the police. You know what I'm
Let me
saying?
ask you
Really
this.
that.
If you read, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. Just keep going.
If how did the police and the lack of how did they get here? Would we say because we were funding them so much that they felt entitled to continue to abuse their power, and not continue
Dissent
to
decrees,
educate-
all this shit. Yeah, go ahead.
and to not continue to educate themselves on simple thing like just empathy and that we're literally paying you to protect and serve.
Nah, it's literally a racist system. I mean, I don't hate to say. Go ahead.
If it is a race,
It's
then taking away the funding.
systematically racist.
If it's systematically racist, then how does taking away funding alleviate the racism within that system?
It has to be penalties, right? Because what happens is somebody gets unjustly murdered by the police, right? The family sues the police, so there's these big funding pools. So what should happen is this money that the taxpayers are paying should be from. I mean, don't kill me, but like it should come from like pensions. The police insurance, the citywide insurance should go up. You know what I'm saying? Because otherwise, we're just funded. This is
We're
state.
paying essentially for their lawsuits.
Exactly. So state funded. I don't want to say genocide, but like state funded murder. Like we're funding this. You know what I'm saying? So that's why there should be a reallocation of funding and more penalization, of especially departments that have a history of fucking people up, especially like in Alabama and the South. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think
That what we're saying is that doesn't happen, and what's going to happen is their coffers are going to, meaning that their banks are going to continue to be fat, have all this fucking money. These police unions grow on strength. You know what I'm saying? It's just a never-ending thing, and that's why the abolishing of the system of the way it is has to happen, or we just hey, fuck it, keep killing these folks. Like it's just that's just where we at. You know what I'm saying?
Do we think I hear reallocating, so potentially money funding the police from elsewhere opposed to, is that what you mean? Opposed to rather than from
Can I go into further detail real quick?
Sure.
So let's take this place in, I think it's Ithaca, New York, where they had implemented, right? They had implemented, instead of sending guns blazing out to certain situations, they implemented funding to fund different departments of the police force that they can send different styles of aid out to these people for medical or mental ailments. Because how many times have we seen the police go out for a call on mental, and it's they need help, not to die. You know what I'm saying? So in Ithaca, New York, they implemented these different departments to go out there for those types of calls. Crime went down. Police force, like force needed in certain situations, went down. So there are places out here, in the United States that are implementing these different programs that are working. In Chicago, in Illinois, there's been programs. So these things do work. And what the narrative is, hey, we need a mercenary for every situation. You know what I'm saying? Which is not true.
So I guess what I'm asking is, in a situation like that, the funding came from where? Because
the city, the municipalities, municipalities.
So we're agreeing that we're not defunding the police.
We're reallocating funds to fund other departments that are better suited to handle certain situations and calls. Like if I'm having a manic episode at home, if you send the police there to handle like something they never experienced before, like, yo, this guy's just being a dickhead, like, fuck, we gotta wrestle him to the ground.
No, I hear you, Ted, but let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Do you think that same, like, whatever that education is, right? Let's just say whatever that education is that we're utilizing the funds to create a separate department, I don't see why we couldn't use that same amount of funding and extend the time when these people are in the forces, right? Like, if you have an ideology to say that I am going to be a protector.
No, my bad to interrupt, but like, not my bad for interrupting.
No,
but
I'm listening.
So no matter how much training a person goes through, if me I go into a institution with like all these biases about other people. No amount of training could get that out of my body. Cause like so for example, like in the South, in a lot of places in the South, no, you say you extend the training by like a year, a whole fucking year they got to train.
That would insinuate that people that are going into the police force already have this biases or aggression against the others, and then essentially
I mean, what does the data show? That's what I'm saying. We
No, I understand,
what are our eyes showing us what's going on? You know
But
what I'm saying?
this is what I'm saying though. But if that's the case, right?
Yeah.
Then we're employing others, right, to be in these other type of departments.
Not we, the department. That's the thing.
Okay,
We're not
department.
employing these
The department
Yeah.
is employing these other type of people that don't fit these particular criteria or personality traits
Happens.
or biases
Absolutely.
in these other departments, right? Then why would we still have both? Why would we not focus on just this part and then continue to teach them gun safeties, and then if they need to
Focus on the brutes. Is that what?
We're assuming that the part is poisoning the whole, where I think the whole is complicit in the part. I got a quick stat for you. The New York Post collected data on nearly 40,000 payments at the top 25 nation largest police and sheriff departments within the past decade, documenting more than $3.2 billion spent to settle claims. $3.2 billion.
Taxpayer dollars right there. That's a lot of money
Think
for.
about what we could do with that money within
Facts.
the communities over 10 years.
Right.
bro, but y'all saying, look, yeah.
We
maybe
just going off data. What's up?
No, but maybe I'm not asking or interpreting my concerns accurately, but on this lane we have the police force employing polices that potentially may come in with not a prerequisite, but like a
Implicit bias, which we all have. We all have.
right. So, but then we're saying, but in this lane, they're somehow finding other people that want to serve and protect that are not, but we're only going to utilize them for the things that are less, let's just say less aggressive, right? Why can't we then just focus on using these people to overall be the protectors? Like, why do we need to make separate departments because these people don't fit those biases?
Well, because again, like these people are literally the judge, executioner, and all that, whereas these other people aren't necessarily have those same amount of leeway. I mean, again, so like, excuse me. Like
and if I sound naive, y'all let me know.
I get what you're saying. I wanna see
the other
what's
departments that I'm talking about that have these other municipalities have deployed, they're coming in with a whole nother level of training.
Okay.
Like the police force and what the police deal with is different from going out to a call that is for like a mental assessment or need. Like totally different trainings. Like as we know, the police are taught to fear for their life 100%. That's how they get away with the crime. Like, oh, I fear for my life. He had a pencil, but I thought it was a gun. You know what I'm saying? Whereas these other departments that are being deployed in these communities, that's not the mind frame. You know what I'm saying? Because their call is for, like, again, a mental reasoning or somebody, you know what I'm saying? It's for like a mental assessment or mental help.
Let me ask you this. I hear you. And I don't
A checkup. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, hey, they're not gonna call that person like, hey, I got a robber that's broken into 4 houses, he has a gun. They're not gonna go out to that one.
I see what y'all both saying. You're saying it's like, think of it as a department store, and you're saying like these people should all be trained under all these sections. But if I'm the manager, let's just say of the department store, and I'm training a deli, I don't want to know what the lady that's doing the shoe or apparel, because hyper focus. I see what you're saying. Like, give them all these tactical different trainings. Okay,
Doesn't
but
work.
but being like, let's just say like a psychotherapist or someone like a psychoanalyst or somebody that just deals with psych. 2 years of training isn't going to give, let's just say, the next person who may have had like a background or a major in psychology. And I'm like, okay, we could put this person in this position. They can go to the house and do a welfare check because maybe the person is mentally out of their mind, but I know what to do in order to, if they're coming at me, okay, maybe I can calm this person down with the police. When they feel threatened, they're going to shoot. I'm threatened to shoot. But a person who's like I said, maybe has dealt with psych patients, they're like, okay, I can calm this person down. Breathe, sir. Breathe, ma'am. And the person is now calmed down, as opposed to the police is like, okay, I'm in danger. Let me shoot them. So I see what you're saying. Different. I feel like there should be different branches. You know, like you have non-emergency police, you have emergency police.
We got the money. That's the thing. And Garland just expressed, we got the money. $3 billion. I mean, I don't know. Like when you think about $3 billion fucking dollars, like
10 years.
Yo, like we got the bread. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I don't disagree with that can help, right? I do not, and I understand why that's necessary. But forgive me for being, I'm just gonna say naive. A majority of the content that was fed to me via the algorithm, to why I think, in my opinion, why we have a conversation about defunding or reallocating police is let's just say the injustice of these random acts of violence, shooting, these just shootings, right? Just shootings. And a majority of those scenarios is typically someone in a car, they're being called to a home, and for whatever reason, someone is calling to be protected for that person. I'm just gonna say George Floyd as an example, for the so-called bill. You know what I mean? And what I'm trying to say is, if someone is saying, because at that point, then I guess it would have to be discretionary, like fully discretionary. In other words, let's just say someone is being, I don't know, they have some type of mental whatever, right? But they're just throwing shit in the store. But the store owner may feel like their life may be at stake, maybe whatever. But at that point, the department may have to say, okay, this may be mental, or this may be aggression. And so they send out someone to fix mental, and because of that could work. That's a perfect scenario. Or it could backfire. And typically what they do right now is they send out the police, which would intend use force and aggression. And that is the backfire why we want this.
And at that point, I'm sorry to interrupt, but in that situation, they would send both. So
Sometimes they don't though, but I get what you're saying.
and
I
that's
get
my
what you're
point.
both saying.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I agree that yes, departments, we should have different departments,
It's
but I
necessary.
also agree that like they all should receive that training, because it's like, what if I just decide right now to go rob this, rob a fucking bank because my family's
Of your
struggling?
mental though.
Yeah, but does the police know that?
and
They don't know
that's-
my
that's-
story.
And even
They
if
don't
say,
know what
can I
I'm
say one
going
more
through.
thing?
But
No,
I'm
go
gonna have
ahead.
my gun and ready because, like, obviously I'm gonna rob a bank. Like, shit, I need something.
But let me just
Like-
be
It's like,
so. Say if you decided to rob the store, like I'm being real.
no, sure.
Per the Constitution, you still are allotted a day in court. If I was to go steal a candy
are
bar
they
right
gonna-
now, I stole a candy bar. I didn't behead a fucking person, so I deserve a day in court. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to steal a candy bar today because I was hungry. You know what I'm saying? That's not on-site termination of life. You know what I'm saying? I just stole a candy
But it
bar.
might be, because it might just.
So now
be.
they're saying that candy bar costs. No. Per the Constitution, every human. I mean, think about it. When Dylan Roof killed 9 people at that church, they got him a burger. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, boom.
Slave catchers.
So
So-
look at that. No.
Slave
But those are the
catchers.
same police that has those biases, right? And they gave this person and that would essentially show that yes, it's racist, right? But if we were to send these other department, would they have not given him a burger?
Again, the training is totally different to.
No, I understand, but they're less aggressive. So would they have not given him a burger? Because they're probably more.
They're more keen to doing their actual job. You know what I'm saying?
How could we have?
I'm only going off by the places
No,
that
I
have
know,
implemented
I
these
know.
types of strategies and how their crime went down and how their police deaths went down.
Bro, I'm not even arguing against
Okay.
you. What I'm trying to say is, what I'm saying is, I think the conversation of defunding the police, abolishing the police.
It's the wrong marketing tactic. The defund the police was the worst words they could have used.
Man.
It's reallocation of funds for me.
Just like all the other conversations we had, right? And the word and the
It's just a marketing thing, and it worked, right? It stuck people like, oh, defunding the police, oh, God.
Politicized. But what I'm trying to say is a majority, let's just ask, I'm only going to speak for myself, right? And then I'll ask you a question as well. A majority of the brutal policing that I've seen is typically by a car, someone is called to a car, whether they put them over for tags, whatever, right? Someone is called to a home, an apartment, whatever the case is, whether they think someone is doing whatever illegal activities or someone call law on that person, and typically they're coming in aggression. What I'm saying is I personally haven't seen, and I'm going to say through my algorithm, many types of situation, not saying that they won't need that, for those that could calmly
de-escalate
due to mental. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the issue why we're having this conversation was because of the other shit that are potentially not mental. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas are shooting on, people are shooting on sight, like for real, due to just popping up. And that comes back to why I was saying earlier, why can't we have these people that are, I understand what you're saying, but this is me talking to them. Why can't we have potentially some of these people go to those situations, these people patrol our streets, patrol our neighborhoods, because they have a whole different understanding. Because how would we know the situation until we sit on the body cam? That's what I am saying, because I haven't seen.
Think about the shit we haven't seen. Wow.
No, but how many videos have I truly seen of someone mentally, you know what I'm saying, like don't have the mental capability of their scenario, whatever the case is, and there's been police and they're enforcing whatever going on, and it ends badly. I haven't seen a lot of that. I've seen.
I think we see a lot more than you could ever imagine, but that's not the way the story is told.
Fact.
Because they've already planted in our head what they're going to do. The very first thing that the police do is drug record. They did this, they did that. There's at least 3, and I can find them.
No, I hear you, guys. I think you're misunderstanding me, because the majority of the conversations, when someone is being called, they're not saying, "Oh, this person is." On these calls, it's like, "Hey, we got this crazy guy outside, or this crazy girl outside."
No, they don't know, but they need to know. It's their
What do you mean?
responsibility. See, I can have a bad day at work, and I may fuck up the sound, right? I can have a bad day at work, and I may misspell something for my client. When a cop has a bad day at work, he kills somebody, right? Or he beats somebody up because him and his wife aren't doing the right things. I mean, there's certain things that we just escape us. Highest abuse rate are amongst cops and military members on their wives and their families. That's not okay. That's a systemic problem. The way that we get rid of violence, in my opinion, and not even in my opinion, and I'm lucky enough to have a computer sitting over here with me, but it's investment in the community, it's healthcare, it's job programs, it's education. It's not more police.
It's a cycle.
It's you defund the police and you start building in the neighborhoods that have been systemically destroyed year after year after year and over-policed.
Watch crime drop. Straight up.
And not only that,
Watch crime drop if you investments in the community.
Okay. Every single, I watch Law and Order all the time, right? Because it's always on. Law and Order is always on. Cops are always on. Think about all the TV shows that
Acclimated.
glorifying police officers on a consistent basis. Imagine if we glorified black people that same way. Imagine if we glorified women that same way. But what do? We glorify cops on a consistent basis, day in and day out in this country.
Personally, I still feel like.
Would y'all say that?
And then we're gonna wrap up this, and then we're gonna close out the show with one more question. So, because this is, I mean, I'm telling you, this, huh?
So would y'all say the majority of the police are bad?
That's like a TikTok thing, right?
No,
All cops are
but
bad.
no, it's a serious question though, because it's one thing that's like saying that, you know, all black and brown people are thieves or criminals.
You're generalizing
things.
That would be generalized.
Because of what is projected onto television.
Of course.
Right?
Of course.
Could we not say the same thing about police? And the only reason why I say that is because I have friends that, you know, back home in Detroit that are cops, and I've been in situations where I would see the difference between getting pulled over by a cop who probably didn't grow up in my neighborhood,
Right.
as opposed to being pulled over by a cop who grew up in my neighborhood. It's a complete difference.
Of course.
It's like if you grew up in a suburban area, you wouldn't know how to react when you pulled somebody over in fucking, all right, say we in San Antonio. So if you grew up in what's a uppity area around there?
Stone Oak.
Shit, Stone.
If you grew up in Stone Oaks, you wouldn't know how to handle a situation in San Antonio because you haven't been exposed to that.
Right.
You don't know what to expect.
The over policing doesn't happen in that area.
It doesn't.
So you wouldn't know what to do. So your first thing would, okay, you see some guys rolling around, you probably smell some weed in the car, whatever. All right, well, the first thing that goes to that particular cop's mind is there's some bullshit going on in this car. But if you grew up in that area, you know the area, you're familiar with the area, you've experienced what goes on. Yes, as time progresses, things change. But you have a general foundation of what goes on. You pull a couple of young guys over. Okay, I smell some weed in here. You find the weed, throw the weed out. Y'all go ahead about your business, stay out of trouble. But someone who isn't from that area, oh no, you gonna get your ass on. Like my man's at the McDonald's at the gas. Y'all seen that, right? Why did you shoot him? He ain't had no gun. He ain't do none of that.
That's what you told
The
about.
kid.
The kid, the 17-year-old kid, right? He was 17 years old. His girl was in the car. I didn't even know that until after.
I mean, so when we see this, how does it make everybody feel, man? Because look, the reason your question was, is all cops bad? So there was a case, I think they were in Florida. We seen this on body cam. A sergeant, a person of leadership, is pulling a guy out of the car and he's choking him, but a female cop grabs his belt buckle and pulls him off. And he turned around and put his hand around her neck on camera. And what happened, right? We think that's all that happened. No, she left the force and she had to get protection from who? The police.
Yes,
Because she came out and said, like, yo, this is fucked up. And she's having to protect herself against police.
Protect their own. Modern day slave.
What the
catcher.
fuck? You know what I'm saying? She did the right thing. Yo, if he broke the law, get him the fuck out of here. Go fucking process him. That's it.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Agreed.
so like, what in the fuck? Why would a leadership person and supervisor, a sergeant, turn around and choke his own deputy? Like,
Don't have that mental and
so
emotional training.
there's nothing that can fix that. I don't think there's no amount of training that could have fixed. So he has plagued his whole department with that ideology because he's a portion of leadership. That's just like, say, I'm going to school to be a judge, but I'm a racist dickhead, and so now I have turned that institution into a racist dickhead institution because I'm taking all my biases and plaguing and terrorizing the community with this shit. So that's my thing, right? Is like, what do we do with that? Like, how do we? That's everywhere. So the cops are afraid of the good cops that want to do good things are afraid.
Afraid of the bad cops.
Like they're terrorizing their own people. They're
But
terrorizing them.
That plays into what you're saying. That verifies and affirms that there are good cops. And and what I say to that is, that's what I'm saying. So if we have bad cops, we agree that it needs to be penalties. We agree that if you already
Harsh
have
penalties.
harsh penalties. We agree that you have these biases and these personality traits that you were deemed unfit to protect and serve another human being, right? But we're looking this way to create a separate department for separate entities or not entities, I'm sorry, separate scenarios or situation. But we still have these situations which we are being fed via the algorithm, which is what brought up these type of conversations in the first place. Like, if we only have these people to try and de-escalate certain situations, we still have situations like this. Like,
No, but you're forgetting one key element in that.
When you say we're fed the algorithm, are you talking about we're downloading or we're being programmed?
no, we're not downloading, bro. Like, no. Like, we only know what we see, right? We are aware now. We know things were happening before, but we are more cognizant of what's happening now because the algorithm, the content, social media, right? We are aware now of the frequency of such, right? And that's what I'm trying to say. Like the situation that we talked about with the sergeant, and just her, like the irony of her having to ask police to protect her from police for her trying to do something good, right? in that situation, like I'm still trying to see how this department.
No, my bad, bro. See, you're not thinking about it in like. So I'm looking at it as like something different from what it exists right now. Being that doesn't widely exist, that even the subtle thing, this is just one piece of the grand scheme of things as far as improvement policing in America. You're missing that this doesn't widely exist and that this is a start. It's not the fix all. It's a start. Like when it comes to like, I think you're focused on this department, which is fine, but you're not looking at it as like a start. I know, but you're not looking at it as a start. Okay, otherwise we just accept people just dying unjustly, or we begin to start to fix it. So this department is a start, not a Band-Aid to fix it all, or some Robitussin to fix everything.
No, I do agree with the start is what I'm saying. I agree with that. What I was trying to say is if this this micro project, micro, right? And we want this to work on a macro level, right? Am I saying, yeah, macro.
We got to pilot it more to see what the results are, or we just continue to let people die in the streets.
No, we're not. I agree.
I'm not saying you saying that, but
I agree. What I'm trying to say is,
I'm sorry, guys. Goddamn, I didn't know it was gonna. I'm sorry. I'm like,
So you manifested. It was like, we gonna
Shit.
find one
this
that's
was about the right ethos, one
split the room like a motherfucker.
But I just feel like, and maybe this is where it's gonna go. Maybe we're gonna transition this pilot in a broad scale. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm trying to say is, until that is being implemented, I'm not saying we sit here and do nothing and not do this.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, we still have a force of people with these biases, with these personality traits that are still here.
Oh yeah,
and we're sending them on a separate part of the scenarios, is what I'm saying. Because I keep saying, like, the majority of the police brutality that I am seeing, that's being fed to me. You know what I'm saying? That I am aware of. I'm not saying that's all that exists, but it's what sparked the conversation for me. I don't think these are the people that are going out to those situations. That's the only thing I'm saying. I know this is necessary. This is needed.
Yeah.
You have to start somewhere. We got to plant the seed.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, this seed that's being planted has to grow. Maybe I'm not giving it time to grow, but right now we still have this problem. I don't see them utilizing
Those people that are
exactly.
Okay.
Well, let me just ask one more question before we wrap. No. Let me just ask one more question before we wrap. So,
sure, my bad, y'all.
The community of people that want to abolish the police also feel like, which is a part of, these new bills that's not, that's been dead on arrival as far as getting passed. Should there be a directory of police that are just straight up terrorizing the community? Like, meaning I can go online, all right, Tom Smith has been from department to department and he has all these infractions.
Of course.
Okay, so again, this is a part of the pieces to improve.
Or fire him. Or her.
No. No, we need to, because what happens is people get fired all the time and they get jobs. Like the lady that watched all the kids get slaughtered in Uvalde, she was fired and got another job at another department. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry, fired.
Completely.
That's not enough. That's, see, my thing is fired is not enough. That's, to me, that's a slap on the wrist.
But it's creating that list enough. Because we don't even know him until he shows up. Now, I'm not against you. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, we don't even know.
These are all like.
So basically create like a sex offender list for police.
Yes, I was thinking the same thing.
Exactly.
I can see that.
We need to know these things.
And we could do that like as ourselves.
Like
will you see you encounter polices all the time
How
trying
you
to get
gonna
their
know
badge
John
number.
Doe until he pop up?
Get their badge.
Until y'all are interacting, how would you know that that's that person? Until y'all are interacting.
No, but Ted, we see. My thing is that we have a directory of if they did get fired somewhere else and for whatever reason they still able to get hired, but like, hey, I know this dude has a history.
That part, yes.
Of terrorizing people in the community.
Getting the other job, yes, but and that's where I see it.
There's been police officers that
like, we
have
see him in the neighborhood, like, and know that you're a troublemaker. I don't
think about this. There's been police officers that have SA'd women, right, and then get fired and then go to another department and SA women in that community. We need to know these things,
and then we
bro.
talk about the culture,
But then they're
they shouldn't be able to
police
go.
officers, they can get that shit
Expunged.
expunged.
But that's why if these bills are passed.
It falls off the record. Yeah.
What's really funny about the whole
That's
thing about the
crazy.
police, they just came out with a study the next year they're raising by 50%. And Texas has passed a law that you cannot defund and take money away from the police. It is a problem.
It's a game we can't win.
It is a problem, and to think that not taking money away, how do you hurt anything? How do you hurt anything?
They got it.
Right? You take money away from them. The fact that a police union has more power than the average citizen is disgusting. And no, not every police officer is bad.
No.
Not every, but
I staunchly disagree with that. Yeah.
but 20% of them are bad. And then the 80% stand by because they're scared of the 20%.
Damn.
They're complicit.
And so what do we do? So you got to hit them where it hurts. Because they hit it where we hurt real quick. And they're glorified tax collectors. And they normally don't stop crime. More police does not mean that you're going to stop crime.
Exactly. That
What
these
I
are
don't-
these
what I
are
don't
facts.
understand is how the police tell us to call the police, but the police don't tell on the police.
And then how long does it take
Culture.
them to show?
It's their culture.
Yeah, but it's like okay. So
I'm not saying it's right.
Agreed. But it's like if an officer does something wrong, it's expunged at some point in time, right? The same thing with a regular civilian if he was a felon or not. Okay. Now the thing that really grinds my gears about that is if a regular civilian goes out commits murder. Okay. Now you do your time, so on and so forth, depending on how good your lawyer is, whatever. That felony is on your record. Why isn't the police that we fund held to that same standard as a regular civilian?
That's all we saying. And I'm 100% in agreement.
Regardless if
That's what I'm saying.
Regardless if you're a police officer or not, or ex-military or whatever, like you still should be held to that same standard.
Yeah,
We're all in agreement.
they're in a godlike
yeah.
I think we're all in
position
agreement
in
with that.
America.
Yeah.
They really are, because you think about it. If a janitor accidentally puts bleach in the soap box when people wash their hands, he probably get reprimanded because he's probably people's skin probably burning and peeling and shit because they've been washing their hands in bleach. But if a cop, like, I don't know, shoots a kid 6 times in a fucking McDonald's line, like,
No, feeds a homeless guy a shit sandwich.
That's shit sandwich. Y'all hear about that?
But look,
Years
like,
ago.
this is where like this is
Shit
why I feel
sandwich.
like about like the whole
Gave a
like,
homeless man a shit sandwich, bro.
the funding thing. I have more conviction with the penalties. You feel me? Like I'm not saying we don't need funding, different mentality, different type of training, but I have more conviction for them to be penalized.
Okay.
Personally, because when we say funding, I'm like, okay, we take the money out, put money from this way, and build a sub department. But that's why I was saying we still have this here until
the penalization is the defunding of a piece of it, because that's the thing what people got to understand. Like we're not attacking their pensions, because like police officer can kill 3 people and still get fired and maybe still be rewarded his pension afterwards, right? So like, fuck it, man, I can do what the fuck I want. I can kill people in this job and I can still get my pension and retirement. Like this is Call of Duty.
Let's put a ball on this real quick.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll throw back to Amazon.
Okay, go ahead.
Think about this. If a police officer shoots Amazon, right? He has access to all of the data that he can look at before he has to talk to Internal Affairs. Look at how many times he shot him. Look at how far away he was. He can look at all the data. We cannot do that as regular citizens.
That's bad for business for them, because they be like, well,
100% fact.
bad. They would lose a lot of cases and they would begin to really hurt. And if citywide insurance began to go up because of that, you know what I'm saying? It would be really tough. So, look, man, goddamn, y'all, what a great conversation. Again, this is like, it's a different type of show. I don't really consider it like a podcast. This is more like a show where we talk about things like this. We have fun. We actually game on this show. Like, we got a lot of cool things in store, but I like to have conversations like this. I really, really do. Like, this type of shit I'm on like every day, all day. It's not necessarily to be divisive. It's just more to gain perspective. You feel me? So I really thank you guys so much for coming out.
Appreciate you having
Really
us.
thought-provoking conversation. Thank you, Sacred. Thank you, Nels, Jocelyn, Dino. Thank you, everybody. And everybody that's watching at home, again, make sure to like and subscribe to Vibe Media on YouTube and Facebook, and follow the San Pluto Show on Instagram as well. Oh, man, I'm not even in the shot, Guyland.
How about you heard it? You heard it from here.
Yes. Gang, what a dope ass outro. But thank y'all so much for tuning in. If you heard me put a clap emoji in the chat. Yo,
moving your lips.
Yeah. But
thank
you guys again. Thank you guys all for taking some time out to chill with me today on the San Pluto Show, and thank you guys for watching. Y'all have a great night. Garland, take us home, or wherever that may be. Fuck the police.